Yo, a little extra credit. Season 1, I like to call this Love for Soft Tissue. My name is Randy. It's good to be with you. You need a little chant to get your mind right. Highly recommend, like your own voice, even the own sound that you can make. Like, it's a beautiful sound. It helps connect you to just the everything around you, a living thing. Like when a bee come, that bee's buzzing, like your own, like tell that bee that you're cool, that there's no trouble here, and like it'll leave you alone. Uh, like you've got to remember, harmony with your physical self, with your mental self, right, with your spiritual self, the balance of, the give and the take, and like sometimes we take, right, like and sometimes it's hard to get back, and so today, physically speaking, and you can find some mental and emotional release here as well, but like it's about your soft tissue and taking care of yourself. So if you're following along, like I got to go to Red Rocks last night. It was a bomb show. Lane A crushed it. I mean, I shook it like for hours. I'm probably 3 hours. Like my body's a little, I didn't get to rest fully last night. Like not great to push things too much. So what do I do? What do I do on those days? You got those days too. It's not just me. Like love for soft tissue is definitely something that is active, that will kind of keep your body from, so just like losing ground in any way, shape, or form. And you can actually even do some things to really improve what's going on. And it's all about your fascia. It's your soft tissue. If you've been with me for a while, you've heard me rant about this before, but your soft tissue is critical. It's super important. It's this physical mass, right? And it's not just like, you're not held up by your skin. Your skin doesn't like hold everything together. What does hold everything together is fascia, and it's like a spider web, but it's dense, and you got a ton of it all throughout your body, right? And like that's the packing, right? So what that does is it holds everything together, but it's sticky. And over time, as you carry tension here and you hold your shoulder up high, you're working on the computer, right? Or maybe your kid brother punching you in the arm, something like that, right? Like a Charlie horse in the leg. You're playing sports, you take a fall. You get broke up with, like, and the mind creates tension in the body. Your soft tissue holds on to it and remembers it, and it stores it. Sometimes if it's physical trauma, like it'll get stuck and it'll bunch up, and it doesn't just let go. Why? Because it's sticky, right? It holds you together. So you've got to go back in there and you've got to kind of break it out like a pizza roller rolling out dough. Like, I mean, gluten-free crust. I mean, you can't really use a roller on gluten-free crust. Let's, who are we kidding here? But the point is that bunched up tissue restricts blood flow, right? And that's healing, that's circulation, that's oxygen, nourishment, hydration. It's taking toxins away. It's bringing good things back. So it's creating a potential for injury, right? Because if you've got something bunched here, you're not getting the right circulation, but you're really still trying to use this leg, right? Like eventually, like something's got to give, right? And the way to fight back, we're going to go through it here. This is, like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes maybe. I'll rock through this for you. This is how I warm up. This is how I cool down. Like, this is how I watch TV. Like, I mean, there's plenty of time that this can be done throughout the day. Take advantage of it. And when you break it up, it'll open back up. It'll free up range of motion. It'll increase circulation. Like, it stimulates blood flow to areas. You'll find spots. I'll walk you through it. I'm just going to throw on some binaurals. I'm kind of having fun with those these days. Like right here, I've got a baseball, and I always start from the ground up. Your feet, right, like those are the first place that really starts to absorb shock and take a pounding. And so, like, I like a baseball. I mean, there's other types of hard, firm balls. There's vibrating. You do tons of options. Point is that you just start to explore your tissue, right? Like, you get to know yourself better. And so, yeah, it's a deep tissue massage, and the goal, what you're looking for. Notice I'm rolling around the bottom of my foot, up into the toes, like, I'm pressing down with my leg. You'll start to feel the press into your low back, like go with it, tailbone down, right? Like engage your core, right? And what you're looking for, you're looking to find those tender spots. All right, and it's those tender spots where maybe you slow things down. There's a couple different tempos you'll use. At the beginning, when you first expose a particular body part, right, to the pressure, a little faster to sort of prime things, like just to say hello, good morning, right? Your soft tissue, it's got feelings too. Bottom of your heel, roll it out, and I'm just going to switch sides. And it's never the same, right? Like each day will be different, and different body parts will need different levels of attention. But the more you can kind of add little bits in here and there, like over time, it gets easier. There's less tenderness. You move better, you feel better. And bunched up tissue, like it stores toxins. So when it's bunched there, those things are not moving. When you open it up, yeah, as you can imagine, stimulates detoxification. I've also got the foam roller right here. I'll spend most of my time on the foam roller. I just wanted to show the baseballs, like it's an option. They're great up against a wall, like your low back into the shoulders. So bottom of your feet still, let's say you only have the roller to work with. So up and down, and if you're still on your feet, believe me, they need it. You're good there. Spread your toes. I like to send a little more blood. I got this bunion on this side, and you notice it for sure, but I think the more you can get movement there, the better, right? The more blood flow that comes through. Like right now, you see this hinge posture with my torso and my hips going back. As I pressure here, I feel release, I feel movement right in my low back and my lumbar spine. Good. From my feet, I'm going to either go one of two places and I'll mix it up. So just like up the legs, right? So shins or calves. We'll start shins today. And hands down right now. Another beautiful thing about foam rolling is that when you're down like this, you start to get some upper body work in, right? Dexterity, kind of some plank action with how you hold your core, your posture, your upper body, right? Your moving mobility. Inside, outsides of your shin, you'll notice I'm shifting weight side to side so that I can, if you find a little spot, and when you're working the roller, when you find tension, see if you can bring that tension back towards center. So if I'm in the shin, that's going to be slowly rolling back towards the knee. If I'm in my quads, which I'll go to next, so I got this spot on my shin. The hotel had a bench in front of the bed. This is last weekend. Cruising the coast in Biloxi, and in the middle of the night, you don't know it's there. And you kick it with your shin, and I got it twice. So I've got this bruise, I've got this contusion on my shin, and it's sensitive, but I'm bringing more healing to it by doing this. Good. Shins. I'm gonna swivel around. I'm gonna get into my calves, right? So again, just working back up from your feet. Yo, if you've got your Wim Hof breath practice down, if you know the counts and you're practicing on your own, do them against some binaural beats and see what you think. Let me know how it feels. So again, like single, you can double, right? Double's gonna split the pressure between two, meaning a little less intense. Again, I'm turning my hips, right? Getting both straight down the middle, but it's not linear. It's that soft tissue. It goes in different directions. It stores tension throughout. And then you may have noticed early, like if you need more on one side, you can hook the ankle of your off leg. You just like to stir it up. So like my upper body, I mean, I'm getting like that kind of reverse plank with the arms. Your tailbone, and you can lift your hips up, use your core. That's gonna put the most weight down. Don't forget to the inside edge, outside edge. You might find that you've got to go a little longer on one side as compared to the other. Totally normal. So from calves, I'm going to move my way up. We'll go hamstrings. I don't spend a ton of time here. Hamstrings are a little different, but I still like to let them know I appreciate them. It's like the more places in your body, and you're not banging center joint, right? You're in between the joints. But the more different places, and then I'm going to pop into the glutes here. We still got to roll around and get the quads. You're just exploring as much of your tissue as you can get the roller to. And over time, you'll be able to get yourself to more places. Your glutes, like nice big sweeping passes, and then you can work a little more local. You can throw like a little, you can throw a little action, right? Like almost like you're dancing up against the roller. You know, I like to dance. You know, both sides, you make sure you're getting into, and for all intents and purposes, like I'm probably not spending enough time in this video on any part. Like I'm trying to get through just to give you a roadmap, a guide on how to get the most out of one of these things. You must have seen them by now. Alright, so like back side of the legs, let me roll over to the front. We'll hit the quads. Inside, outside edges. Good. Down the middle, right? Just like both legs down. You'll be able to isolate here. You can turn in your hips, but notice, try and keep your hips up with your shoulders. Mindful, like elbows are down. This feels a little like a plank to me. Back and forth, so if you find a real sensitive spot, like just hold pressure there. See if you can get that spot to release, to open up. the more time you spend in a given area, the more weight. Ooh, that's a spot. Like the deeper you'll get into the muscle fibers. Like you pass through and you're at one level and you come back and maybe it deepens and opens. Every time you get a little release, good, and you might feel some knots untangle. That's cool. Good work. That's the idea. And while you're on the front, you can also get into your hip flexors. Notice this twist, right? Like notice this twist, gravity. But your hips up on the roller, right? Like they free up. Your hips are supported, so what happens? Your twist is so much more willing to open up. Good. How's your breath? Keep that through the nose, both cycles. Like your IT band right on the side. Like this can be runners, can have pretty tight ITs. Like mine's feels pretty good actually compared to when I first started rolling years ago. I mean, you're pursuing sensation here just like you do in your strength training sets. So from there, right, like you've got bottom, we'll get into the back. Chest you can get into. It's more about the upper body with your shoulders. Definitely intense in the core here, but you can come down, shoulders, arms back, and your biceps, you're rolling right now, yeah. But think more above, like your torso, more your arms. The same thing on the back side. While you can roll the length of your spine, most of the work there you're going to want in your shoulders, upper back. I'm going to make my way back there now. The total body, y'all, you can get there. You could put this up against a wall. You could use a baseball against a wall. Good. So upper shoulders back, arms can reach. And this, honestly, believe it or not, I mean, a little less about your vertebra with the roller and more about the other body parts, like the surround your joints. My head leaning back on this right now with my shoulders down is an awesome way for my neck to release. Right? It's like totally supported, so, it's not often that your neck, right, has rest. It's got a bowling ball sitting on top of it. Right now, turn in the hips, like to be able to find different leverages into different shoulders. Like I'm working a little bit of a bridge here. You see the legs, maybe even some level of a reverse plank, but there's movement. And then if you find a spot, leave the pressure on. You'll start to notice it. I mean, you can actually feel just like the juices stirring up inside you. So from upper neck and shoulders, I'm going to turn the roller. Alright. Bring my hips. I like the full length roller. I mean, you can get a lot done with the half length, but you can lay the length of your spine, tailbone at the bottom, head resting at the top. So it's right down the middle. Now gravity, you could take Supta Baddha Konasana on the legs. That feels pretty good. Your arms out long with your torso lifted. That gives them a chance to still be supported, but yet open deeper than they normally might. And then I'll start to move my feet, stack knees over ankles, and I'll roll and turn. And you can lose your balance and you might fall off the roller, but we all know why we fall down. Into your shoulders here as you get onto your side, but you'll also be able to work a different leverage into your thigh. Right? Nice like front. Right behind the shoulder, sort of where, right, like upper part of your armpit on the back side. You can find a lot of good stuff there. You've been going hard. It's important to give back. My ring told me today, like, hey, don't go too hard. That's why I replayed a kettlebells workout. Both sides evenly. I mean, believe it or not, the balance and core strength you're also building here, it'll translate to improved posture. Yeah. From the down. Lastly, I'll come up like I'm sitting on this right here, and then a different little way to hit the glutes side to side. Might not have shown this, but also like your triceps, remember, face down on the biceps. But when you swivel here, upper body, elbows down on the roller as you roll. Right? You can roll inside, outside edges. Continue to breathe. Nice work, y'all. So, again, stimulates blood flow, improves circulation, breaks up bunched up tissue, feels good to give yourself a massage, costs nothing, drink water, flush through, spring water, y'all, right? I hope you enjoyed it. Hit me with questions, take advantage. I love you, be well, have a great day, and don't forget to ripple, y'all.